Hello and good evening, friends. The fact that you're watching News Sunday shows how seriously you take what's happening around you and in the country. So let's have an engaging 1 hour of news conversation. We are the only country in the world, perhaps, which has a Maharashtra inside a Rashtra. And Maharashtra is in the midst of a crucial election to its state assembly. In fact, politically speaking, the weight of Maharashtra is second only to Uttar Pradesh, with the state sending 48 MPs to the Lok Sabha against 80 of UP. Today is an even more important day for both the sides of the political divide. The ruling Mahayuti and the opposition Mahavikas Aghadi came out with their respective manifestos of promises they would keep if they came to power. The BJP calls it Sankalp Patra, the MVA Maharashtra Nama. Do you get that subtle nuance there between the two names? Between chaste Hindi Sankalp Patra and Persian-influenced Maharashtra Nama like Akbar Nama. This might be more than a casual naming actually. It reflects the orientation and target audiences of both the sides. But more interesting is how the freebie politics unleashed by the Congress, for which it is paying heavily, and people in some states like Karnataka and Himachal are paying even more heavily, has caught BJP's fancy too. In the winner-takes-all elections, it gets cutthroat, and the BJP too is showing signs of getting influenced. The one outlier in the manifestos is that the BJP has also promised to bring an anti-conversion law in Maharashtra. Let the focus tonight be on the second most important political state in the country. Here are the headlines first.
कठोर से कठोर कानून जिसके कारण धर्मांतरण शून्य हो जाए, इस प्रकार का कानून लेकर
Union Home Minister Amit Shah releases Maha Manifesto, vows to bring in anti-conversion law if BJP is voted to power. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath tears into Samajwadi Party branded factory of mafia, calls Akhilesh the CEO of the factory. Prime Minister Modi leads BJP charge in poll-bound Jharkhand, holds mega road show in Jharkhand, Ranchi. During Priyanka Gandhi's roadshow in Wayanad, Congress workers clash with CRPF Jawans. Right, the high voltage Maharashtra elections are just days away, and it's raining promises as both Mahayuti and the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi pull out all these stops to woo voters. BJP's Sankalp Patra pledges 25 lakh jobs, financial aid for women, and a host of farmer benefits, with Home Minister Amit Shah declaring it's the people's vision for Maharashtra. Not to be outdone, Congress and the MVA hit back with their Maharashtra Nama, promising caste census, Rs 4,000 for job seekers, and cash support for young women. The countdown is on, but will these promises seal the deal with the Maharashtra voters? Look at the details, and I come back on the other side with a panel of guests for a nice conversation.
With Maharashtra elections just over a week away, it is raining freebies in Maharashtra as Mahayuti and Mahavikas Aghadi launched their manifestos. Home Minister Amit Shah unveiled Sankalp Patra, releasing a list of 25 promises in the manifesto, focusing on ambitious development goals and financial support.
और ये महाराष्ट्र की पूरी जनता के आकांक्षाओं का प्रतिबिंब आज हमारे इस संकल्प पत्र के अंदर दिखाई पड़ता है। हमारे एनडीए की जो सरकार, महायुति की सरकार चल रही है, उसने किसानों का सम्मान करने की बात की है, गरीबों का कल्याण करने को जमीन पर उतारने का काम किया है, महिलाओं का स्वाभिमान बढ़ाने के लिए हम योजनाएं लेके आए हैं और विरासतों का पुनरुत्थान करने का काम भी महायुति सरकार ने।
During the launch, Home Minister Shah said that the manifesto promises to reflect people's aspirations for Maharashtra. BJP's Sankalp Patra promised a comprehensive plan for development and growth, keeping women, farmers and youth at the center, with strong emphasis on rural development, employment generation and financial assistance. Key promises include generation of employment for 25 lakh people. Initiatives include women empowerment via the ongoing Ladli Behna Yojana by providing rupees 2100 monthly allowance and empowering 50 lakh women as Lakpati Didi. While Manifesto also focuses on farmers, outlining a series of welfare programs for the state. Meanwhile, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge released Maha-Aghadi Manifesto, listing 5 pillars of progress and development for the state.
हमने 3 लाख तक के कृषि ऋण माफ करे। हम नौकरी चाहने वाला युवाओं को 4000 रुपए का मंथली स्टाइपेंड दे रहे हैं ताकि वो नौकरी के तलाश में रहकर वो अपना समय गुजारता है और उसको पैसे नहीं रहते, जहाँ नौकरियां आते हैं, एम्प्लॉयमेंट की नोटिफिकेशन होते हैं, पहुंच नहीं सकते, उसीलिए उसको अपने 4000 रुपए मंथली स्टाइपेंड देंगे। स्किल डेवलपमेंट में भी अगर उनको कहीं रखना है रख देंगे। ये काम हम दे रहे हैं।
From caste-based census to empowering women, MVA outlined a series of welfare schemes in its manifesto. In view of Mahayuti's focus on women voters of the state, MVA plans to provide rupees 1 lakh to girls reaching age of 18, rupees 3,000 allowance to women under Mahalakshmi Yojana. To woo young voters, MVA promises recruitment for 2.5 lakh job vacancies and rupees 4,000 monthly stipend to all young job seekers. With Mahayuti and Maha-Aghadi releasing manifestos, it will be interesting to see which party manages to grab the votes of people in the single-phased elections in Maharashtra.
All right, if you heard those details, it's interesting how many of those promises which qualified as freebie culture till last couple of elections are now actually finding their way into the BJP manifesto also. For example, farm loan waivers. In fact, if you look at what the Mahavikas Aghadi is promising, they are saying if the farmers pay back their loans, they are going to get additional 50,000 rupees, while the BJP is promising full farm loan waiver. Joining me in this conversation, we have Pooja Mishra, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. She's joining us live from Prayagraj. We also have Chandrasekhar Jha, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Sena leader, and he's joining us live from Mumbai. We have Kapil Madan, advocate, leans towards the Congress and the opposition, and he's joining us live from Delhi. We also have Brijmohan Srivastav, chief national spokesperson of the NCP Ajit Pawar faction, and Krishna Hegde, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Shinde faction. Essentially, all sides of the political spectrum in Maharashtra on this panel. And I want to begin with Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. Typically, I begin with the opposition side, but I'm, for a reason, starting with you, Sanju, because when I was going through the respective manifestos, I found it interesting that it seems that the BJP is succumbing to the freebie politics essentially pushed by the Congress party. Are you really getting psyched out in the manner in which all these promises have come in the BJP manifesto also?
You know, Abhishek, I always say that the devil is always in the detail. For instance, let me say one important thing, because, the appeasement of the Muslim community has been doing the rounds now for the last 72 hours. Somebody the other day told me, Andhra Pradesh has 4% reservation for Muslims. So if the Mahavinash Aghadi is promising 10% reservation to Muslims in Maharashtra, what's the big deal? The big deal is this. 4% reservation for Muslims in Andhra Pradesh is as per what the Supreme Court diktat is. It is well within the relevant norms. But when you talk about 10% reservation for Muslims in Maharashtra, despite the fact that the 52% upper cap pertaining to reservation in Maharashtra has already been reached, then you are not only trying to undermine the credibility of the Supreme Court, but you are brazenly trying to fool the minority community. हो ही नहीं पाएगा। 52% अपर कैप महाराष्ट्र में रिजर्वेशन का रीच हो चुका है, तो आप सिर्फ तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति कर रहे हैं with an eye on the Muslim vote bank. And I'll tell you something. I always say that there is again a very thin line between welfare politics and freebies. If the BJP says we are going to increase the payout for Ladki Bahin Yojana from 1,500 rupees to 2,100 rupees a month, that is not a freebie, because Maharashtra has a budget in excess of 8.5 lakh crore, a budget deficit of nearly 40 or 45,000 odd crore, a GSDP of 45 lakh crore. So this is a very rich state, and 2,100 rupees per month is not really going to affect the taxpayer, the ordinary middle class, or the exchequer. But when Karnataka says we will give 2 kg free rice to people, and it fails to deliver that promise, and then after the elections are over and they come back to power, they say, oh, हम तो 10 kg मुफ्त का चावल हर महीने कर्नाटका की महिलाओं को देना चाहते थे. But you know what? The Food Corporation of India is under the control of the central government. They are not willing to release rice stock. Whereas Food Corporation of India, set up in 1965, is not meant to fulfill the appeasement politics of Congress. It is meant to maintain buffer stock of food grains in case of contingencies with an eye on food security. So there is a very thin line between welfare politics and freebies. जब आप चादर के अंदर पांव रखकर डिलीवर करते हो, उसे वेलफेयर पॉलिटिक्स कहा जाता है. जब आप चादर के बाहर पांव पसारते हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड फ्रीबी पॉलिटिक्स. एंड व्हेन यू आर नॉट एबल टू मैरी ग्रैंड विजन विद सीमलेस एग्जीक्यूशन, that is called freebie politics. But in the case of Narendra Modi, grand vision and seamless execution have always
Sanju, let me come in with a counter question. There's something called principle. In principle, the BJP stands against freebie politics. And in fact, just a few days back, when we had a slip happening on the part of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge about this freebie culture not taking them anywhere, you were the happiest on the panel. You were there. And today you are saying, okay, fine, Maharashtra is a rich state, it can afford. So, I mean, in principle, are you sort of compromising? I want to grill you on that a bit and then move on.
Abhishek, as an anchor, I'm glad you have such a great memory, and you're free to grill me as much as you want. I'm not going to play the victim card. I just want to say one thing. Please look at the entire picture. Do not miss the woods for the trees. And in just 30 seconds, I'll give you 2 examples. The Atal Setu, the Mumbai Trans Harbour Link project, was conceptualized way back in 1961 when Pandit Nehru was the Prime Minister. It was finished in 2023 after a good 62 long years, because the Congress, despite being in power for the longest time, both in the state of Maharashtra and in the center, was twiddling its thumbs and did nothing. And the BJP-led double-engine Sarkar, Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis, and of course Prime Minister Modi, they brought the Trans Harbour Link project to fruition. इसे फ्रीबी पॉलिटिक्स नहीं कहा जाता, इसे गुड गवर्नेंस कहा जाता है. एंड इन 10 seconds more, do you remember the year 1988? Rajiv Gandhi laid the foundation of the Navi Mumbai airport. From 1988 to 2014, 26 सालों तक, सबसे ज्यादा समय तक 19 साल, उन 26 सालों में से कांग्रेस सत्ता में थी केंद्र में. नवी मुंबई एयरपोर्ट का कुछ नहीं हुआ. Thanks to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, next year the Navi Mumbai airport will become a pleasant reality. So the BJP does not engage in freebie politics. It puts development agenda at the forefront, but we also want to uplift people who are marginalized, who are poor, who are vulnerable. और इसमें क्या गलत है? After all, we are a welfare state.
So essentially what you're saying is there is a thin line between welfare economics and freebie culture, and BJP is fully aware of that line or not crossing that line. Kapil Madan, you agree with Sanju Verma? And if yes, to what extent? If not, to what extent?
So Abhishek, let me say it very unequivocally here. Sanju wants to use a different yardstick when it comes to BJP, and she wants to use a different yardstick when it comes to the opposition. While BJP announces some schemes in their manifesto, they will say it is a development agenda and we are a welfare state, therefore we are entitled to do so. When the same thing is announced by the opposition, then Sanju would say it's and coming from the Prime Minister, that it is a Revdi culture. Now let me say a very tell our viewers a very important insights of it. You remember when the Food Security Act was passed? It was passed during UPA 2. Which was the political party opposed the Food Security Act? It was the BJP. And let me tell you, when Prime Minister says that we are giving free rations to about 80 crores of Indian, do you know under which act this ration is paid? It is paid under the Food Security Act, the same act which was vehemently opposed by BJP tooth and nail. So all I say is that while it is one thing to speak on the channel.
Maharashtra.
Just a minute.
No, don't interrupt, Sanju. Sanju, don't interrupt. Sanju, I'll come to you. You will get your chance to rebut. Let him complete. 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 I'll come to you, Sanju. Let him complete.
I get your anxiety.
Has completely ruined Karnataka.
Sanju, we have an hour to discuss Maharashtra. Let him complete. He has to go early. Let him complete.
Your anxiety. Please hold on to
he's
your
not
anxiety
talking
for a
about
little.
Maharashtra.
Oh, I have asked a question on freebie versus welfare. It applies to the entire country. Let him complete.
Yes. No,
Because
in
he does not know anything
fact,
about
the fact that Sanju is getting anxious because Sanju is
Okay, Sanju, let him complete. You get to rebut only after him. No, I'm not allowing that. Sanju, please. I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing that. Sanju, let him complete.
Well, while Sanju was making, terrible allegations against the opposition that had, no meaning, no factual or, other kind of, factual support, let me just say what is an admitted fact. While Sanju wants to say it is the opposition who is indulging in freebies, then I would just like to remind Sanju, our national debt has gone 5 times in the past 10 years. Now, if you really want to praise your, government, Sanju was using Sanju was using chadar.
Sanju, hold on. Let's have a structured conversation. I have more important questions to ask. Sanju, let him complete. Sanju, you got your good 2 minutes of opening. Let him complete. Okay, Kapil, continue.
रिपोर्ट्स को सही मानूं तो लास्ट जो हमारा कर्जा है देश का वो कुछ 2.5 लाख करोड़ हो गया, जो कि तकरीबन 5 गुना हो गया. तो आप जब आप बोल जस्ट a minute. Just Sanju.
We have the world's 4th largest forex.
Sanju, this is filibuster. Sanju, this is filibuster. Sanju, this is filibuster. I'm not allowing that. Let him complete. I have to ask some important questions of him before he goes. Let him complete. Okay, Kapil. Now the point is, you see,
Sanju made a very important point here कि पांव उतने पसारने चाहिए कि जितनी चादर. जो हमारा national debt 2.5 लाख करोड़ हो गया, तो I don't know whether Sanju was criticizing.
Kapil Madan, you are falling into a trap. Kapil Madan, don't fall into a trap of numbers with Sanju. I can tell you, our debt to GDP ratio is fantastic if you compare the situation globally. Sanju, I am moderating. Sanju, I am moderating. Let me do my job. Kapil, you are falling into a trap. Kapil, listen to me. You are falling into a trap of Sanju. Don't go into numbers. You can't beat her on that. But more importantly, Kapil,
Sanju is getting anxious. And I think you are also trying to cover it up.
Arey Baba, she's getting away with it. I don't want you to let her do that.
Abhishek, allow me.
I'm allowing you.
The government employees of Himachal Pradesh.
The point is,
you borrowed 30,000 crore in Himachal Pradesh in just 12 months.
So what
the
happens
highest
is,
that any government of Himachal Pradesh.
Sanju, we are not discussing Himachal Pradesh now. You want to discuss Maharashtra, then you yourself go to Himachal Pradesh. Not allowed. Let's focus on what we are having a conversation on, which is Maharashtra, which is the manifestos of the respective sides. And Kapil again telling you, don't get into debt to GDP debate. Focus on Maharashtra. And my question to you, Kapil, because I know you have to go. Kapil, my question to you. You were talking about Food Security Act. This whole rights-based approach. Listen to me, Kapil. I'm taking the question forward.
Just a minute. Hold on. The problem today on the debate is Sanju wants to compensate logic with noise, but unfortunately
You
you
tell me
can
what is the
drift
debt of
the
Karnataka
debate by
now?
making
Is it
unnecessary
8 lakh
noise
crore?
because
Yes or
you
no?
don't have
Yes.
a counter as
Is
such to
Himachal
the issue
bankrupt?
that I
Yes
am
or
being
no? The
debated.
answer is
And that's
yes.
the example.
Is the chief
Again,
minister already?
so-
Okay, can I take the debate forward? Can I take the conversation forward? For God's sake, I have a very important question, follow-up question of Kapil Madan. Kapil, listen to me.
Economics.
You cannot compete with logic, with noise.
Samosa market.
Kapil, listen to me. Kapil. Okay, now I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Round one is over. I'm moving on. Kapil, now because you mentioned about the Food Security Act, and we know the rights-based approach of the Congress party during UPA 1 and UPA 2, everything is a right. Take the right for this, take the right for that, no responsibilities, no duties, including of the Congress party perhaps. But listen, the Congress manifesto or the MVA manifesto brings in or talks about something called right to disconnect. I mean, is this serious? Like, whom are you addressing this to? What is the right to disconnect? Like, I can switch off my data like I do on a flight or something?
So, Abhishek, I do get your, I know BJP is being cornered here. So you want to, take away the debate in a completely different direction.
No, I'm
You
having a
want to talk
structured
about-
conversation.
Just a minute, Abhishek. Let me just
Stop behaving like
give a few
Mungeri Lal.
important points here. Let me give a few important points here. Sanju would agree with me that Honorable Prime Minister Modi promised that farmers' income will get doubled by 2022. Did this happen? The question
And
is,
farmers'
we all know
income
the
has
question.
doubled.
We
In
all
the
know the
last
question.
5 years, rural
We all know the
incomes have
question,
risen
and we
from
all know the answer.
8,000 rupees
We all-
to almost
we all know the question,
13,500
and we all know the
rupees.
answer.
It's serious because, Maharashtra is a state which unfortunately reports high number of farmer suicides.
There's more than a 58% jump in rural incomes in the last 5 years.
Sanju,
My point is,
More than
my
a
point is-
58% jump in rural incomes in the last 5 years as per Niti Aayog. Bina padhe
as
likhe
per the
debate mein
government
mat aaya
data,
karo.
as per the government data, is the
You
farmer
talk about
income doubled
Karnataka,
by
Karnataka.
2022?
Sanju, this filibuster is not to be allowed. We are not having a conversation. I can't hear you. He can't hear you. You can't hear him. This is din. Please stop. Just.
On this point.
Okay, Kapil. Let's have a structured conversation. Don't provoke her. You are doing that regularly, and then you are saying that she's not letting you speak.
I am only talking about data. I am only talking about where the
complete,
promises
yes.
were being made and the promises were not being fulfilled. That's what I am trying to highlight.
Now listen,
Talk about your
will happen
Karnataka model of Karnataka.
so when Prime
We will
Minister
give
Modi
free
came to
ration.
power,
You failed.
how many
We will give free
universities
bus
you made?
rides. You failed.
How many
We will give
universities
free
you made in last 10
electricity.
years?
You failed.
How
You
many
raised
universities
milk
you
prices
made in
by
last 10
2
years?
rupees per liter. You
How
raised
many
petrol
universities?
prices by 3 rupees per liter. You raised diesel prices by 4 rupees per liter in Karnataka. Himachal Pradesh में CID inquiry चल रही है on missing samosas. Are you not ashamed of your Himachal CM?
Sanju, why are you again and again going to Himachal when you yourself want the conversation to happen on Maharashtra, Sanju? This is the second time you have gone to Himachal.
Maharashtra. He's not talking about Maharashtra. Let him talk about Maharashtra. Muslim appeasement. You are saying 10% reservation देंगे मुसलमानों को. कैसे देंगे 10% reservation? Upper limit of 52% has been reached
Can we come
in
in
terms
here?
of reservation
Yes.
in Maharashtra.
Okay. I have to broaden the debate now. You see, let me get in the Shiv Senas on the debate now. The Uddhav Sena and the Shinde Sena. Sanju has been harping on the appeasement politics part. In fact, during the manifesto release, Union Home Minister Amit Shah mentioned how the party envisions bringing in the rule of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And while saying so, he said, can the Shiv Sena ask the Congress party whether they would take the name of Shivaji Maharaj, whether the Congress party would take the name of Savarkar? So my question to you, Mr. Chandrasekhar Jha, is that apart from the development economics part, which obviously should be part of the manifesto, there is an ideological position which political parties take, and Amit Shah has challenged you. Can you ask your ally to speak on Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, on Veer Savarkar? Mr. Jha?
See, these kind of narratives are being made when you don't have any issues contesting the opposition. And these types of challenges are without any kind of noise, and we don't seem to take these type of challenges. These are not serious challenges, but serious challenges what? BJP is playing a divisive policy in Maharashtra. How? They have made Muslim reservations in Andhra Pradesh. They have categorically made Muslim reservations in Andhra Pradesh. They say that we are doing appeasement politics. Who has started this? Mr. Devendra Fadnavis in 2018, 1st December, his statement is there that Muslims can be reserved and be given reservation category in Maharashtra in accordance with law, and that has to be construed. That is always true because it is on fact, it is on record.
No, I will
it cannot be denied.
What is on record after you say.
Second thing is that if you say the kind of government which has been run, there was a law and order issue. There is complete disaster of law and order in this state. Last 3 months, if you see, many issues have popped up with regard to law and order issues. None have been addressed. None have been adjudicated. So these type of issues which are having importance in this state have not been addressed. Categorically, what is the address? Address is vote GR. Address is appeasement policy. Address is something which is beyond the purview of the government.
Abhishek, can I come in now?
These kind of issues.
Yeah, I'm coming to you, Mr. Hegde. I'm coming to you.
These kind of issues are not at all helpful for them.
Okay, Mr. Krishna Hegde, though of course Mr. Jha sort of sidestepped my question, which was on whether the Uddhav Sena can ask the Congress party to clarify its position on Veer Savarkar and Shivaji Maharaj, whether Shiv Shahi vote bank.
No, they can't, because now
which
they have
Shiv
become
Sena
the Aurangzeb
Uddhav
fan
claims
club members,
to be
so they cannot talk about
having a
Savarkar,
legacy on.
They will be shunted out of the Mahavikas Aghadi. So firstly, they will be shunted out of the Mahavikas Aghadi if they ask any such questions. Firstly, it is a shame that Swatantra Veer Savarkar ji is being called by the Congress as Maafi Veer Savarkar, and these people who are talking about Hindutva can't do anything. Secondly, let me tell you and clarify Devendra Fadnavis' stand in 2018 in the assembly. He spoke about Maratha reservation, and when the Muslim MLAs asked him about reservation for Muslims, he said that I will talk to the Muslim MLAs and then we will decide on what can be done or what cannot be done. He has nowhere confirmed or given a nod for Muslim reservation. Thirdly, this is a blatant lie. Third thing, I must tell you that today, not 2018, today is 2024.
Let him complete. Mr. Jha, let him complete. Let him complete.
They are not going to get reservation.
Mr. Jha, let Mr. Krishna Hegde complete.
Now and not in the future. They are not going to get reservation. Thirdly, let me tell you, the Mahavikas Aghadi has its full list of, in the manifesto, whether it is the Ladli Ban or the free bus travel or, support to the farmers or jobs or, pension for young job seekers. This has already been done by our government. This has already been done by our government. And the Mahayuti has been doing it for the last 2 years under the leadership of Eknath Shinde ji, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar ji. And over that, not only the free travel, we are given crop insurance, we are given free power to farmers, we are given schemes for senior citizens, apart from the Lake Ladli Ban, Vayoshri Yojana, and the umpteen number of yojanas we have. So they have just, done a copy-paste of our manifesto, of our schemes, and they're talking about it. And over that, they are going to fulfill. How are they going to fulfill? For 2 years, for 2.5 years, your CM has not gone to Mantralaya 2 times. Your CM was doing Facebook Live and not coming out of his house. In COVID, when he was administrating the state, there was 6,000 crores of COVID, scam. 12,000 crores of infrastructure scam. Vasuli from metro, contractors. Vasuli from Atal Setu contractors. Vasuli from coastal road contractors, Vasuli from everybody, RA shed contractor, Vasuli, it was called the Vasuli Agadi. The bombs were planted under industrialist houses and every infrastructure project in Mumbai was at a standstill. And all the...
No, what is the point? Krishna Hegde is making a point of law and order.
Against you.
Mr. Jha, Krishna Hegde is making a point of law and order. He is not making a point on capitalism versus crony capitalism.
Yeah,
Krishna
when
Hegde.
our government came back into power, all the industries came back. Eknath Shinde ji got 3,50,000 crore investment from Davos. 80-90% of the MOUs were signed. Everyone came rushing back to Maharashtra. Maharashtra is today number one in industry, commerce, education, agriculture and whatnot. And therefore, all the schemes which we are giving the people, 46,000 crores for Ladli Behna, and now 56,000 crores after the increase. Maharashtra has got a $500 billion economy and rushing to a $1 trillion economy, and therefore we can afford to give these schemes.
Okay, Mr.
Not
Hegde.
like Himachal Pradesh and Telangana where they cannot afford, and like
Maharashtra can afford to be a $500 billion economy going on to $1 trillion economy because 1/3 of India's taxes come from Mumbai alone. So obviously, Maharashtra has the wherewithal to be the first $1 trillion economy state in the country. And it should. But you see, I have to just announce that Mr. Brajmohan Srivastav, who's the chief spokesperson of the NCP Ajit Pawar faction, has joined in, and Kapil Madan has left because he had to go, and in his place we have Gyanendra Mishra. He leans towards the Congress party, so the panel is complete again. Okay, the question I have is, you see, on the issue of, it's a very interesting election, by the way, happening in Maharashtra. Sanju, you would agree. The kind of confusion that the voter on the ground would be facing, you know. There are two Shiv Senas, there are two NCPs. You know, the Eknath Shinde says that coalition dharma is not being followed by the BJP, some leaders at least, and you know whom I'm talking about. In this state of confusion, I think the BJP manifesto sort of partly co-opting the freebie culture. Of course, there is justification that Sanju Verma gave that, okay, fine, it's a rich state, we can afford it so long as we are aware of that red line between what is freebie and what is welfare. The fact of the matter is it's a little confusing election for the voter to choose. And then let me get in other people also into the conversation. Pooja Mishra, Sanju has been saying that the opposition campaign is just about minority appeasement. And we saw what happened yesterday with the Ulema board coming in and coming out rather with a long list of demands which can classify as Muslim Manifesto, almost like the 14-point charter of Muhammad Ali Jinnah of 1940, you know, the Lahore Resolution. It's unfortunate that it's happening in our politics even today. And irrespective of whether Nana Patole accepted it or not, Pooja Mishra, the fact of the matter is that just as you can accuse the BJP of playing Hindu politics, the opposition is playing Muslim politics.
Abhishek, let me take your attention to the manifesto, because we are discussing about the manifesto. They didn't accept the letter of our MLA, okay? They didn't put that, whatever we demanded in that letter, into their manifesto. So Abhishek, asking for right to marginal community. If I think, being a Pooja Mishra, if I think my community is marginalized, it's according to constitution that I can ask for extra attention for my community. That the MLA does. And he can ask even the government, no matter who's the government is, a ruling party also can, he can ask that right for the ruling party too. But let me bring your attention towards the manifesto. I heard the Mahayuti spokesperson, that is Shindenath group. He says that the Mahavikas Aghadi has copied the manifesto of Mahayuti. No, they are one step ahead than you. You are not talking about the welfare of women. You are talking about the only financial aid, and I won't want any.
No, I think there are a lot of promises made for welfare of women, Pooja Mishra, in the Mahayuti manifesto also, in the BJP manifesto also.
No, don't you know? No, don't you? I'm talking about the cervical cancer, the free vaccine, which MVA is talking about. You know that about 1.25 lakh women are suffering from cervical cancer every year in our country, and 75,000 women die every year due to this cervical cancer, and we contribute 25% of that due to cervical cancer. The MVA is addressing that, and that aligns with the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goal of our country, the third point. And talking about the again, the BJP, what the Mahayuti is talking about, Mahayuti is always talking about the financial aid. They are not addressing the current issues. They don't have the proper agenda, proper roadmap. They are talking about the freebies only. and they are not. You are talking about the skill development. What about the current generation? What about the current youth? उनको नौकरी चाहिए. उनके बारे में आपको बात ही नहीं करनी है. आप बात करते. Now she was talking about the income of Maharashtra. How much debt Maharashtra has? You need to address that too. I think MVA is addressing very bad issues.
Okay, hold on, Sanju. Hold on. Sanju, let her complete. I'm coming to you. Sanju. You get to rebut, but let her complete. Let her complete. I'm coming to you, Sanju. Let her complete. I'm coming to you, Sanju. She's making an important intervention. Sanju, listen to her and you get to rebut. Take the
State of India.
Take down the points and you get to rebut point by point. Let her complete. Okay, Pooja Mishra, complete.
You asked about the law of disconnect. Do you know what the law of disconnect says? Disconnect says that if you're not watching why are you against me?
I will have a segment on love jihad. Sanju, hold on, let her complete.
Why are you against the conversion bill?
Hold on, I'm coming to the conversion bill. Hold on, Sanju, hold on.
Radical Islamist जब आपके interfering 12 साल की दलित बच्ची का रेप किया था उत्तर प्रदेश में कहां से यहां बैठकर भाषण दे रही है. Remember that your leader हम विश्वास नहीं कर सकते हैं विक्टिम का पहले डीएनए टेस्ट करवाना. गरीब बच्ची का डीएनए टेस्ट करवाने वाले.
Okay, Pooja, hold on. Pooja, hold on. Pooja, pull back. I have to ask a question of Sanju Verma. Since Sanju wants to focus on love jihad and anti-conversion bill, etc. Sanju, can you take the question now? Pooja, pull back. Can I ask Pooja to pull back? Nobody is getting anyone. Nobody is understanding what's happening. Sanju, are you aware that people watching are not able to make out who's saying what? It's a din. Hold on. Pooja Mishra, hold on. Okay, Sanju, since you want to focus only on love jihad and appeasement and anti-conversion law, please tell us the anti-conversion law as a promise was part of BJP's 2019 manifesto also. Why in the last 2.5 years you did not bring the anti-conversion law in Maharashtra?
You know, Abhishek, I want to say one thing very clearly to you, that even in Karnataka, we had brought the anti-conversion bill. It was supposed to become an act, but the moment Siddaramaiah government came to power, the first thing they did...
Pooja Mishra, I'm not allowing that. Pooja, hold on. Pooja, pull back. Pooja, hold on. Okay, Sanju. On anti-conversion law, then I move on. Okay.
मोहित खान आपका नेता रेपिस्ट है. मोहित खान को पहले कंडेम करो, बाद में बीजेपी को भाषण दो. चलो मेरे साथ बोलो कि मोहित खान हिम्मत है.
Sharat, can you help me pull back both Sanju Verma and Pooja Mishra for a bit? I am moving on. You see, Sanju, we are having an interesting conversation. Let's make it even more interesting. Sanju, you see, you're talking about vote jihad. Let's have a factual conversation whether vote jihad exists or not. Okay, Gyanendra Mishra, do you agree or not whether vote jihad is happening? Because that's one of the key subject of stump speeches of BJP leaders in Maharashtra, including by Devendra Fadnavis and others. You think vote jihad is happening in Maharashtra and the BJP is right in making it an issue?
I think, Abhishek, that, it is just the political gimmick and again a polarizing agenda which is being put forward by the BJP. I don't think that there can be and should be any love jihad or vote jihad. Talking about the empowerment of every section of the society, including the weaker section, can never be equated with vote jihad or love jihad, etc., etc. These are the terminology which has been coined for the political expediencies, for the political benefit, for the electoral benefit, without recognizing and realizing that pushing such kind of an agenda is not good for the nation, is not good for the society, not good for their development. Therefore, the moment you talk about empowering certain deprived section of society, be it SC, be it ST, be it an economic weaker section, you will start saying that you are dividing the nation on the basis of caste, you are dividing the nation on the basis of
Aren't you actually
Therefore,
dividing the nation on the basis of caste? Because caste census is part of the manifesto announced today, including a promise to remove the 50% cap on reservation, which is obviously aimed at getting in more castes into the reservation category.
Yes. So therefore, these are the political issues which need to be dealt with politically, and ultimately it is the electorate which will decide the validity and the relevance of such topics. But point I was trying to make is that if you try to make certain provisions for seemingly the weaker section of society, you cannot jump on the bandwagon and say that it is divisive, they are playing the jihad. I think this kind of terminology is not good. Pushing such kind of terminology in the electoral
Gyanendra Mishra, I understand this sophistry that, don't say things, don't say bad things. If bad things are happening on the ground, why don't you bring them to attention? Now, vote jihad, according to you, sounds really bad. Now, look at what's happening. In the Lok Sabha elections, in the month of June, look at the Dhule Lok Sabha seat. It has 6 assembly segments. Of the 6 assembly segments, BJP had a lead of 1,85,000 or 1,90,000 votes in 5 of those assembly segments. And in just one, Malegaon, the BJP, the Congress party, got a lead of 1,95,000 votes, and the Congress won by 4,000 votes. So obviously, there is something called vote jihad. It might sound awful. It should not happen, but it is happening, Gyanendra Mishra.
So Abhishek, I think if there is anybody to blame for, I think it is the ruling dispensation. When unfortunately, the Honorable Prime Minister of the nation, when addressing the electoral rally, make reference to a particular community by they are your bhais chor, they are your Mangal Sutra chor, they will take away your women, they will take away your daughters. So if you push that kind of an agenda, that kind of a narrative into the politics, then what do you expect out of it?
There is a reason that might be happening. There is a reason that why it might be happening. Brajmohan Srivastav, you get to defend it, but you see, the fact of the matter is that if one community is polarizing and the other community is divided along caste lines, which the Congress party so happily wants, then obviously BJP is in the business of politics, right? They have Vish Hindu Parishad with them, but they are not there for sannyas. You see, they are in the business of getting into power. So they will do something, and for them, it's counter-polarization, getting the other community polarized. What's wrong with that? Gyanendra Mishra.
Abhishek, I totally agree with you. Because this debate is started by the Congress, or we can say the Mahavikas Aghadi, or the INDIA. They have started this debate in the country. Why they have chosen the red book, and why they have started saying that the scheduled caste will not get their right, and the constitution is going to be changed, this and that. So these people, when started creating a false narrative in the country, then it was obvious that the other political party will also raise the questions and they will expose them. So when we started exposing them, then they realized that they are trying to get something wrong narration in the country. Now they are weeping. Now they are saying this thing, that thing. Why they have not seen our manifesto? Once they will see the manifesto, then and compare it with the your manifesto.
Okay, Krishna Hegde. Before I go back to the opposition side, Krishna Hegde.
Because the moment, I remember the top BJP leaders saying openly in the public that we don't need Muslim votes. We are only concerned with the 80% votes. We are not at all concerned. Rather, we don't want Muslim votes. We are not at all concerned with them. We don't understand. We don't consider them as our voters. And if that is the narrative that you pull out in the open, and then you expect that the certain community or the religious section will vote for you, when the top leader comes openly and say that
Sanju,
I'm not interested
Sanju,
in your
Sanju.
vote, what I am interested is in 80%.
Okay, Sanju,
And then you blame
Sanju.
the opposition party to
Are
blame the love
Abhishek, you
jihad.
asking me to
Jihad
speak?
vote.
You're not even showing me the screen. You didn't even ask me to speak.
No, you are there on the screen,
can I come
Hegde
in?
Sahab. You are there on the screen. I had asked you, but I think there was some issue with the audio. That's why Gyanendra Mishra got to
There was
speak.
nothing on the screen. Actually, let me educate Mr. Gyanendra because he's
Okay,
not
you
aware.
go ahead, please. Yes.
Firstly, you have already spoken about love jihad and given him the statistics. I will tell him about love jihad also, apart from the word jihad. There was a committee formed by the government of Maharashtra to take into grievances all the intercaste issues which are happening between Hindus and Muslims. And that committee was flooded with grievances, and lot of people who by deceit get married with the name of love jihad and then oppress the Hindu girls. And it is not a fallacy. It is not a fake thing. It is something happening really. Mr. Gyanendra should come down to grassroots level and find out how difficult it is, how dangerous it is. And secondly, even the word jihad, 180 NGOs are today working with Muslim organizations trying to get their percentage of voting to 60+%, and that has happened in the Lok Sabha election, and they are going to repeat this in the Vidhan Sabha election also. So I urge all Hindus to come out and vote 100% to counter that, and that is very important. If that is why the Prime Minister has said, बटेंगे तो कटेंगे और साथ रहेंगे तो safe रहेंगे. So that is
Sanju, okay, Krishna Hegde ji, Krishna Hegde ji, let me take this to Sanju. Sanju, you know, I agree with the development pitch from Atal Setu to Navi Mumbai Airport to that corridor, you know, along the coastal highway that has been created in Mumbai. But then when come elections and the BJP is only about vote jihad, love jihad, anti-conversion law, you know, batenge to katenge.
That is also happening.
So obviously that's your key election pitch, Sanju.
No, that is not the key election page.
Let me make a few points now, please. It's my turn to speak. Let me speak. Abhishek, you are well versed with Mumbai. You know there is this institute called Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Tata Institute of Social Sciences की आज तक कोई भी रिपोर्ट बीजेपी के फेवर में नहीं है. They are anti-BJP. I have no qualms in saying that. They say they are anti-establishment, but that's a different story. Tata Institute of Social Sciences has just released a report, barely 48 hours back, where they say that the Hindu population in Maharashtra was 88% in 1961. Currently, as per 2011 census, the Hindu population is down to 66%, whereas the Muslim population has risen from 8% in 1961 to 21% in 2011 as per the 2011 census. Then the Tata Institute report says कि 2051 तक यदि यही चलता रहा पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ से हिंदू पॉपुलेशन will be down to 54% in Maharashtra and Muslim population in Maharashtra will rise to 30%.
That is so unfortunate.
Hindu population is down to 66% in Maharashtra. कैसे हुआ? बिना लव जिहाद के हुआ, बिना डेमोग्राफिक जिहाद के हुआ, बिना वोट जिहाद के हुआ, बिना लैंड जिहाद के हुआ.
Sanju.
Please wake up and smell the
Okay,
coffee.
Sanju.
Please wake up and smell the coffee. Hindu population is
Sanju.
declining in Maharashtra.
Sanju. I have.
And in the honorable Prime Minister,
Okay, Sanju, listen. Sanju, listen.
what needs to be done in Maharashtra, and not only done in Maharashtra.
One by one.
Muslim population has risen from 8%.
One by one.
और
Okay.
आप यहाँ पूछ रहे हो कि हिंदू खतरे में है या मुसलमान खतरे में है. महाराष्ट्र में हिंदू खतरे में है और यदि बटेंगे तो कटेंगे. इसमें क्या गलत है? बटेंगे तो कटेंगे. इसमें क्या गलत है? Why don't you talk about सिद्दीकी, सैयद, खान, पठान, कुरैशी, मंसूरी, मुसलमानों में भी 100 से ज्यादा कास्ट हैं.
Can we stop this Tower of Babel? Can we stop? Hello. Can we stop this Tower of Babel a bit? We are left with just 5 minutes. minutes, Sanju. You're left with 5 minutes. Okay, Sanju, you know. Hold on, Sanju. Hold on, Pooja. Hold on, Gyanendra Mishra. Hold on, Mr. Brajmohan Srivastav. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Okay.
Why they are not talking to radical?
At least go for the caste census.
Okay, देखिए, Pooja Mishra, you did not answer my question. I gave a specific example about the vote jihad, which is a reality on the ground going by the Dhule Lok Sabha seat. Now, if one community, I'm not saying wrong, it's a democracy, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying if one community is allowed to polarize its votes in one direction, why do you object or call it communal? If an attempt is made, other community is not polarized, but if an attempt is being made to, bring them together, why do you object to it, Pooja Mishra?
Abhishek ji, you know the Act, the People's Representation Act. What does that say? Being on constitutional post, you are Prime Minister, you are Chief Minister of a state. You can't give such a statement which can lead to even a community feel inferior. You're Prime Minister, you are Chief Minister, you can't say that.
What is that? What is that? You can't, you are tying down one side that they should not be talking about it, and the other side is completely polarizing, and you are happy beneficiary of that. Okay, Sanju Verma, I think what you should be doing is, instead of saying batenge to katenge, which sounds a little crude, maybe you should be saying united we stand, then perhaps Pooja Mishra would support you, Gyanendra Mishra would support you, and Chandrasekhar Jha would support you. Okay, let me take this forward. No personal comments, Sanju Verma, no personal comments. I can't allow this. I can't allow this. I can't allow this. Everyone is speaking.
You guys support Yahoo women.
I can't allow this. I can't allow this.
Debates and give bhashan on secularism.
Pooja, pull back. Let's have a little bit of a sensible debate. Only last 2 minutes left. Only last 2 minutes left. Let me structure this.
Abhishek, do you know the Congress manifesto says that all Muslims who have been arrested since 1992 should be freed, which means perpetrators of the 1993 Mumbai blast. They want those people should be released. 250.
What is this, Gyanendra Mishra? From where is this coming, Gyanendra Mishra? Gyanendra Mishra. Gyanendra Mishra, from where is this coming? From where is this coming? Is this not appeasement politics? Is this not crassest appeasement politics which plays with your national security, our national security, Gyanendra Mishra? Sanju, let him respond now. Sanju, let him respond now.
Who have been falsely implicated because of their religious orientation. The justice will be done to
Gyanendra Mishra, from 1992 onwards, the Congress party has been in power in Maharashtra for at least half of the time.
Implicated because of their religious orientation. And this is what the manifesto says, that if someone because of his religious orientations or religious affiliations has been prosecuted maliciously, the justice will be done. The law will be applied equally and the justice will be done to each and every section of the society, and nobody will victimize because of their religious orientations or religious affiliations.
Nobody is getting what they are saying. Nobody is getting what they are saying. Okay, Chandrasekhar Jha, my question to you, Chandrasekhar Jha. Just day before yesterday, Sharad Pawar gave an interview. Now, it's interesting. Sanju, you should listen to it. A specific question was asked of Sharad Pawar on the Chief Minister's face. Now, quoting him, "We have decided not to finalize a single name. After elections, if we get a majority, the party among our partners which gets higher seats will decide at that time." Now, during the Dasera speech, Chandrasekhar Jha, your leader, Uddhav Thackeray, dissed this idea of the biggest, larger party, getting to decide who becomes the chief minister. Obviously, the larger party gets its leader as the chief minister. Now, obviously, Uddhav perhaps knew that he is not going to become the largest party, and Sharad Pawar believes that largest party should get the chief minister's chair. And in fact, in the alliance seat sharing that has happened, it seems Sharad Pawar has really trumped both the Shiv Sena, Uddhav and the Congress party. You are at a disadvantage, Chandrasekhar Jha. On the day that the manifesto has come out, you think that Sharad Pawar has foxed Shiv Sena and your leader?
See, these things will come out after the elections. The results will show what will be the situation. All the three alliance partners will sit and decide upon that issue. So that is not a question here. The question is that when BJP is doing a vote bank politics, appeasement politics, Mr. Ajit Pawar himself has raised the issue of Muslim reservation
Then why are you
in the
asking
month
that
of
those
October.
arrested in
So
1992
NCP
or
Sharad Pawar
1993
group is also
and who are
here.
behind
He
bars,
can answer
all
on
those
that
Muslims
because
will
these
That
all
is the
three
worst
alliances
form
are
of
not
Muslim
working
appeasement.
together. And this issue has been raised by Mr. Ajit
Do you
Pawar.
support
He says
those
that
who are
10%
being
reservation
arrested
in
and are
assembly
behind
seats and
bars?
5% reservation
The
in education for
1993
Muslim
movement blast,
community.
which left
So
257
what kind of vote jihad is being
Why do you
practiced by
want the
BJP?
1992,
Everybody should know. And how
What about
they are
Sanju
acting
Verma? What
and
about
how
the
they are
2018 Devendra Fadnavis statement that maybe some section of Muslims can be given reservations? Since you are talking about appeasement.
He said, I will only talk to the MLAs. He didn't say anything that some reservation can be given to the Muslims. So Mr. Jha is just misleading the nation here. I must tell you very clearly, there was a debate in the House and he said that we will talk to the Muslim MLAs.
No, in the month of
Because it was the
October
Congress
itself, before
MLAs
elections,
who were
again you are
pressing
saying
for
something
Muslim
else.
reservation.
Again it is on record.
So
Again you are
the
saying
only
something
talk
else.
was
Again in assembly.
the backward
So what
people among the
kind of
Muslims.
things you are
The
saying because it is on
backward people among the
record.
Muslims.
You cannot deny on the
Stand-
record.
Okay, I have run out of time, so I have to conclude. Thank you so much, Pooja Mishra, Chandrasekhar Jha, Gyanendra Mishra, Brij Mohan Srivastav, and of course Krishna Hegde and Sanju Verma. We had a nice, lively conversation. Sometimes everyone talking over the din, but that's how fantastic democracy works, and we are a fantastic democracy. Remember, in the same interview that Sharad Pawar gave to the newspaper, he also said that some populist schemes that the Mahayuti government has announced in the last few months are actually perhaps having a positive impact for them, and we will have to take that into account. So obviously BJP is now batting on the same turf as the Congress party. It would be interesting how it pans out. Thank you so much for joining us in this conversation. Friends, the time has in fact now come once again when the greatest economic minds of India will gather under one roof and discuss the driving forces behind our thriving economy. Republic Media Network presents to you the 4th edition of the India Economic Summit, Viksit Bharat Bullseye, a platform where topmost ministers, visionary policymakers, renowned economists and influential industry leaders and entrepreneurs will chart India's economic future. Tune in on Tuesday, November 12th, that's day after tomorrow, for all the live action here on Republic. Thanks for watching this Sunday.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
director, the taste of success.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Yes, the time has come once again when the greatest economic minds of the country will gather under one roof and discuss the driving forces behind our thriving economy. Republic Media Network presents the 4th edition of the India Economic Summit, Viksit Bharat Bullseye, a platform where topmost ministers, visionary policy makers, renowned economists, and influential industry leaders and entrepreneurs who will drive the chart of India's future. Tune in on Thursday, 12th of November for all the live action.
कांग्रेस ने आदिवासी बेटी को राष्ट्रपति चुनाव में हराने के लिए पूरा दम लगा दिया.
Prime Minister tears into Indie bloc in Jharkhand, says OBCs and tribals insulted, rakes up Congress's insult to Draupadi Murmu.
कठोर से कठोर कानून जिसके कारण धर्मांतरण शून्य हो जाए, इस प्रकार का कानून लेकर
BJP releases Sankalp Patra in Maharashtra. Amit Shah promises anti-conversion law after BJP comes to power in the state.
मैं आज इस मंच से उद्धव ठाकरे जी को पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या कांग्रेस का कोई नेता सम्माननीय बाला साहब ठाकरे के सम्मान में 2 वाक्य अच्छे बोल सकता है क्या?
Amit Shah takes a jibe at Uddhav Thackeray, says Uddhav Sena siding with those who insulted Bala Sahib.
याद करिए, उत्तर प्रदेश का कोई ऐसा अपराधी नहीं, कोई ऐसा माफिया नहीं जो समाजवादी पार्टी का शागिर्द न हो.
UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath brands SP as a factory of mafias, calls Akhilesh the CEO of the mafia factory. Massive anti-terror operations launched in Jammu and Kashmir. 4 Jawans injured in an ambush in Kishtwar. Ukraine launches biggest attack on Moscow, launches dozens of drones. Russian air defenses shoot down over 70 drones. Yes, ahead of the Maharashtra polls, the manifestos that have been released, in fact, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who unveiled the Sankalp Patra on behalf of the Mahayuti, and this for the upcoming polls, making 25 poll pledges that the ruling coalition said would set the roadmap for the state's development in the years to come. Getting you all the details in this report.
The Mahayuti unveiled its manifesto for the single-phased Maharashtra Assembly elections, rolling out a list of 25 promises that it said will set the course of the state's development in the coming years. Unveiling the Sankalp Patra of the ruling coalition, Union Home Minister Amit Shah invoked Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, saying that the poll promises are in tune with the people's aspirations in Maharashtra.
अभी जिस संकल्प पत्र का विमोचन हुआ, वो संकल्प पत्र ये महाराष्ट्र की महान भूमिका सारी जनता के आकांक्षाओं का प्रतिबिंब है। महाराष्ट्र एक प्रकार से कई युगों से हर क्षेत्र में देश का नेतृत्व कर रहा है।
Topping the list of poll promises was raising the monthly old age pension to rupees 2,100 and the amount under the state's flagship Ladli Behan scheme from rupees 1,500 to rupees 2,100. In another major poll commitment, the Mahayuti said that it would channel waters from the western rivers to address the perennial woes of the drought-prone Marathwada and Vidarbha regions.
बैन गंगा नलगंगा इंटरलिंक परियोजना, घोसी खुर्द परियोजना जो लगभग 63 टीएमसी पानी को मोड़कर विदर्भ में नागपुर, वर्धा, अमरावती, यवतमाल, अकोला और बुलढाणा जिले के 3,71,000 हेक्टेयर भूमि को सिंचित करने का काम करेगी। इससे विदर्भ की प्यासी धरती को बहुत बड़ा फायदा होने वाला है और ये 85,000 करोड़ की योजना अगले 10 साल में हम इसको पूरी करेंगे।
In other major takeaways, the ruling combine promised 30% compensation for electricity bills, reduced fertilizer prices, as well as MSP on farmers' yields.
किसानों की आय बढ़ाने के लिए ढेर सारे उपाय भी हम लेकर आए हैं, जिसमें उर्वरकों पर SGST में से छूट और जो SGST है वो सब्सिडी के रूप में वापस दिया जाएगा। सोयाबीन के लिए प्रति क्विंटल 6,000 का MSP हम सुनिश्चित करेंगे और सोयाबीन प्रोसेसिंग के लिए समर्पित मूल्य श्रृंखला अक्षय अन्न योजना के तहत प्रति माह मुफ्त राशन में चावल, ज्वार, मूंगफली, तेल, नमक, हल्दी, सरसों, जीरा और मसाले इस सबको समाहित किया जाएगा।
While promising to come out with a vision document for Maharashtra in the first 100 days after coming to power, the Mahayuti also underlined its commitment to raise the wages of the Anganwadi and Asha workers.
आशा वर्कर और आंगनवाड़ी कार्यकर्ताओं का बीमा कवरेज भी किया जाएगा और उनका मासिक वेतन 15,000 तक बढ़ाया जाएगा।
Speaking at the unveiling of the Sankalp Patra, Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis said that the Mahayuti would also pursue its objective of making Maharashtra a $1 trillion economy in the next 5 years, if voted back. Hitting out at the Mahavikas Aghadi, Shah accused the opposition coalition of trying to grab power through appeasement.
मैं निश्चित रूप से कहना चाहता हूं कि अघाड़ी की सारी योजनाएं सत्ता के लालच में तुष्टीकरण की है, विचारधाराओं का अपमान करने वाली है और महाराष्ट्र की संस्कृति से छल कर केवल सत्ता प्राप्ति के लिए आगे बढ़ने वाली।
Also coming down heavily on Shiv Sena UBT Supremo Uddhav Thackeray, Shah accused him of drifting from Bal Thackeray's ideals while aligning himself with leaders who abused Veer Sarvakar and spurned the invitation to the Pran Pratishtha of Lord Ram in Ayodhya.
मैं आज इस मंच से उद्धव ठाकरे जी को पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या वो कांग्रेस के नेता राहुल गांधी को इतनी विनती कर सकते हैं कि वीर सावरकर के लिए 2 अच्छे शब्द बोल दे? क्या कांग्रेस का कोई नेता सम्माननीय बाला साहब ठाकरे के सम्मान में 2 वाक्य अच्छे बोल सकता है क्या? ये अंतर विरोध के बीच में अघाड़ी की सरकार बनाने का स्वप्न लेकर जो लोग निकले हैं, उनको महाराष्ट्र की जनता जान ले, ये बहुत जरूरी है।
The Aghadi, meanwhile, also came out with its manifesto, promising to implement 5 broad guarantees if it comes to power. As the Mahayuti rolls out its manifesto, the big question is, will it help paper over the differences within and find favor with the people?
Well, a day after bringing a massive charge against the Congress-led MVA, claiming that it agreed to a quid pro quo offer from the All India Ulema Board ahead of the assembly polls, BJP underlined its intent to put its unity pledge into practice, unveiling the manifesto or the Sankalp Patra of the ruling Mahayuti ahead of the single-phase elections. Union Home Minister Amit Shah promised to bring in tough anti-conversion law in the state if elected. Getting you all the details in this report.
At the unveiling of its manifesto for the upcoming Maharashtra Assembly polls, the BJP-led Mahayuti underlined its intent to put its plan to prevent a split in majority votes on parochial lines into action. A day after charging the Mahavikas Aghadi of cutting a quid pro quo deal with the All India Ulema Board, the BJP came out with a counter-strategy to carry forward its "Batenge to Katenge" call. Speaking at the launch of the manifesto of the ruling Mahayuti, Union Minister Amit Shah said it will bring a tough anti-conversion law in the state if voted back.
देश में कानून नहीं है, हर राज्यों ने बनाया है और एक कानून के मसौदे पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपनी एक आंतरिक कमेटी भी बनाएगी और महायुति की सरकार बनने के बाद सरकार भी एक कमेटी बनाकर सभी स्टेक होल्डर से चर्चा कर पर कठोर से कठोर कानून जिसके कारण धर्मांतरण शून्य हो जाए, इस प्रकार का कानून लेकर हम आए।
The BJP earlier claimed that the MVA bigwigs accepted 17 demands of the Ulema Board, including reservation for Muslims in lieu of votes and support of the minority community.
How does your president of Maharashtra Congress tell the Jamaat-e-Ulema will consider it? A downright divisive communal demand of 10% reservation for Muslims. The Congress party is crossing all limits of constitutional propriety and political propriety to get votes to defeat BJP.
Raising the alleged quid pro quo deal, Shah asked the people if they stand for Muslim reservation at the expense of deserving quota for the backward and marginalized section of the population.
मैं महाराष्ट्र की जनता को पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी के ये मंसूबे के साथ आप सहमत हैं क्या? एसटी, एससी, ओबीसी, दलितों का, आदिवासियों का और पिछड़ों का आरक्षण लेकर मुस्लिमों को देने के पक्ष में महाराष्ट्र की जनता है क्या?
Accusing the Waqf Board of laying claim to temples in Maharashtra and grabbing farmers' land elsewhere across the country, Shah said the Aghadi was stalling the bid to bring in sweeping changes to the Waqf Act.
किसानों की भूमि, लोगों के घर, यहाँ तक कि मंदिर भी वक्फ की संपत्ति घोषित कर दिए गए और उस कानून को उचित बदलाव के लिए जब हम लेकर आए हैं तो उसका भी ये अघाड़ी के लोग विरोध कर रहे हैं। मैं महाराष्ट्र की जनता को ये कहना चाहता हूं कि वक्फ के कानून के बदलाव का विरोध का मतलब है कि आने वाले दिनों में यहाँ पर भी वक्फ बोर्ड आपकी संपत्तियों को इसी प्रकार से घोषित कर सकता है।
There's just few days left for the voting and for the counting in the state of Maharashtra, as the assembly elections are already announced by the Election Commission of India. The Mahavikas Aghadi and the Mahayuti is facing each other in the state of Maharashtra, and in fact both have come up with their own manifestos. As the day comes nearer, it would be the elections will get more interesting as the war of words between Mahavikas Aghadi or the Mahayuti have started taking its own course against each other.
With the BJP coming with a counter to the Aghadi's alleged bid to consolidate Muslim votes, the stage is set for fiercely polarized battle for the Maharashtra Assembly.
And well, upping the ante against the Samajwadi Party ahead of the crucial assembly by-polls on November 13, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath tore into his arch-political rival Akhilesh Yadav, accusing him of sheltering and patronizing hardened criminals who looted people and dropped them off their homes and land. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath unleashed a no-holds-barred attack on the Samajwadi Party ahead of the crucial assembly by-elections in the state. Speaking at a rally at Ambedkar Nagar on Sunday, Yogi came out firing at the SP chief Akhilesh Yadav, accusing him of sheltering and patronizing gang lords and criminals. Invoking the killing of Bahujan Samaj Party leader Raju Pal by goons in the employ of the Samajwadi Party, Yogi said the Akhilesh-led party has turned into a production line for the mafia. Chief Minister said criminals are groomed into gangsters with the blessings of SP leaders.
देख सफाई बिटिया घबराई ये समाजवादी पार्टी अब यह तो एक प्रोडक्शन हाउस बन गया है माफिया और अपराधियों को पालने का प्रोडक्शन हाउस है ये यानी जहां पर हर दुर्दांत अपराधी हर दुर्दांत माफिया हर दुर्दांत दुष्कर्मी जहां से पैदा होता है और इसके सीईओ अखिलेश यादव है.
Invoking deceased mafia lords turned leaders Atiq Ahmed and Mukhtar Ansari, Yogi said the feared dons who looted people under SP faced swift justice under the double-engine Sarkar.
प्रयागराज का अतीक अहमद रहा हो, गाजीपुर का मुख्तार अंसारी रहा हो, अंबेडकर नगर का खान मुबारक रहा हो, ये सभी के सभी समाजवादी पार्टी के प्रोडक्शन हाउस की ही उपस्थिति. बिजनेस पार्टनर थे लोग, एक साथ अपराध के लिए बिजनेस करते थे.
Yogi's fierce attack came less than 24 hours after Akhilesh needled the ruling BJP, saying reverse countdown had begun for those behind the encounters.
जो एनकाउंटर वाले हैं उनका काउंटडाउन शुरू हो गया है. जो एनकाउंटर वाले हैं उनका काउंटडाउन शुरू हो गया है. अब वो सरकार में उतने दिन नहीं रहेंगे जितने वो सरकार में रह चुके हैं.
With Akhilesh firing a salvo at the BJP and Yogi striking back, the gloves are well and truly off in UP ahead of the by-polls to 9 assembly seats. And well, in a mega terror sweep in the valley amid a spurt in cross-border infiltration attacks and joint forces who are engaged in fierce gunfights with Jaish terrorists in Srinagar and Kishtwar. Now, according to sources, the twin encounters which followed a firefight in Sopore the day before was still ongoing, highlighting the grave security challenges for the forces deployed in the region.
Less than 24 hours after the forces closed the Sopore encounter, gunning down one terrorist, two separate firefights broke out in the valley on Sunday. According to the sources, fierce gunfights between the forces and terrorists from the Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed were ongoing in Srinagar and Kishtwar regions of Jammu and Kashmir. Sounds of rapid gunfire filled the air in the Zabarwand forest area of Kishtwar after a joint team of the Army's elite special para-forces and the Jammu and Kashmir police trapped some Jaish terrorists in the area. Reports said that some Jaish men tried to ambush 6 to 7 army personnel, triggering a fierce gun battle. An air ambulance was rushed to the site of the Kishtwar gunfight after 4 soldiers were injured in the foiled ambush. It was the third such encounter in the region within 24 hours. A group of 3 to 4 Jaish terrorists tried to ambush the soldiers who had been deployed in the area as part of a massive manhunt for the culprits behind the abduction and murder of 2 village defense guards in the area. Meanwhile, the forces continue to sweep the Zabarwand forest and are expected to remain in the area till late evening. Meanwhile, In Srinagar, terrorists opened fire on a joint team of the army and police during a coordinated search operation. According to sources, the forces cornered 2 to 3 Jaish terrorists in a residential building in Srinagar. The forces launched the operation after receiving intelligence about the presence of terrorists.
किश्तवाड़ में सुरक्षा बलों और आतंकियों के बीच मुठभेड़ लगातार जारी है। 3 से 4 जैश के आतंकी जो हैं वो केशवान के ऊपरी इलाकों में सुरक्षा बलों द्वारा घेरे गए हैं, जिसके बाद ये ऑपरेशन लगातार जारी है। इस ऑपरेशन में भारतीय सेना के नायब सूबेदार जो हैं उन्होंने शहादत हासिल की है। 2 पैरा के नायब सूबेदार राकेश कुमार जो हैं वो आतंकियों से लड़ते हुए शहीद हुए। अभी ये ऑपरेशन लगातार जारी है। आपको बता दें कि जो आतंकी सुरक्षा बलों द्वारा घेरे गए हैं ये आतंकी जैश मोहम्मद के वही आतंकी हैं जो 2 विलेज डिफेंस ग्रुप के मेंबर्स जिसमें कि नज़ीर अहमद और उसके साथ साथ कुलदीप कुमार को मौत के घाट उतारने में यही आतंकी थे, जिसके बाद सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से बड़े पैमाने पर ऑपरेशन जो है वो लॉन्च किया गया था। इस वक्त जो है पूरे किश्तवाड़ की बात की जाए तो सुरक्षा चाक चौबंद कर दी गई है, क्योंकि लगातार इनपुट हैं कि आतंकियों के कई और ग्रुप भी इस इलाके में एक्टिव हैं।
While no casualties were reported on either side, authorities informed that no further gunfire was heard after the initial exchange.
Well, the Global Punjabi Association and Hindu organizations staged protests against Khalistani terror amid the recent attack on Hindu temples and targeting of the embassy staff. The Hindu Global Sikh Forum also wrote a letter to the ambassador of Canada to India demanding action. Watch all the details in this report.
Massive protests were launched near the Canadian embassy in Delhi. The Global Punjabi Association and Hindu organizations came together in protest against K-terror. Protesters broke through barricades in outrage.
We are standing here near the Chanakyapuri Thana, where the Global Punjabi Association here is out on road protesting on various issues. One being against the Khalistani elements, as well as other being the attack on Hindu temples. As you can see that slogans are being raised where it is written that Indians will not tolerate the attack on temples in Canada, and Sikhs and Hindus are together in this. You can see the heap of crowd, na tootenge na batenge, hum ek hai. These kind of slogans are being raised.
The Hindu Sikh Global Forum also wrote a letter to Ambassador of Canada to India to take action against the Brampton temple attack.
मैं इसको कंडेम करता हूं और अलगाववादी जो बैठे हुए हैं कनाडा में, मैं उनको चेतावनी देता हूं कि आप बाज आ जाएं, बार बार बाज आ जाएं, हमारे धर्म को अपवित्र करने की कोशिश ना करें। हिंदू सिख एकता है, रहेगी, बार बार प्रदर्शन करेंगे। हम उसको जोरदार सरकार को अपील करते हैं कि आप उन पर एक्शन हो और जो कार्रवाई बनती है उन पे करें।
देश विरोधी ताकतों को बताना चाहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान के अंदर सभी मजहब और सब सारे एक साथ रहते हैं, चाहे वो हिंदू सिख मुसलमान कोई भी हो। अगर कोई भी सिखों पे जैसे आरोप लगाया जा रहा है कि हमने कनाडा में मंदिरों पे अटैक, तो सिख धर्म में ऐसा कोई संविधान नहीं है। हम देश विरोधी ताकतों को यही बताना चाहते हैं कि हम एक थे, एक हैं और एक ही रहेंगे।
Meanwhile, the Brampton police arrested Sikhs for Justice coordinator in Hindu temple violence case. 35-year-old Indrajit Singh Ghoshal, who was arrested, serves as the Khalistan referendum coordinator for Sikhs for Justice group in Canada. The latest arrest came after India's strict warning to ensure security for Hindu community and diplomats in Canada.
You have seen our comments that we made. We condemned the attack on the temple in Brampton, and we also called upon the Canadian government to uphold rule of law and to bring to justice people who perpetrated the violence. We hope that the Canadian government will take due action.
Meanwhile, Canadian MP Chandra Arya called out the Canadian politicians for deliberately avoiding recognizing and mentioning Khalistanis as responsible for this attack.
Again, strongly condemn the attack by Khalistan extremists on Hindu devotees at the Hindu Sabha temple in Brampton. Politicians are deliberately avoiding, recognizing and mentioning Khalistanis as responsible for this attack, or are shifting the blame to other entities. The
and misleading Canadians by framing this as an issue between Hindus and Sikhs. This is not true. We, as Hindus and Sikhs, will not and should not allow vested interests to divide us for their political gain.
The protests come as Canadian MP Justin Trudeau's appeasement of Khalistani terror has not just weakened India-Canada ties, but also destroyed Canada's global standing.
Well, yes, the time has come once again when the greatest economic minds of India will gather under one roof and discuss the driving forces behind our thriving economy. Republic Media Network presents the 4th edition of the India Economic Summit, Viksit Bharat Bullseye, a platform where topmost ministers, visionary policy makers, renowned economists and influential industry leaders and entrepreneurs will chart India's economic future. Tune in on Tuesday, that is the 12th of November, all day, as it will be live action.
Director, The Taste of Success.
What's your message to everyone who use controversies to say our institutional mechanism is not strong enough?
Where our institutions need to be given credit, we put that aside and only pick that one thing about that institution and say, look at this, our institutions are really now being threatened. But what about the other things which make our institutions stand out? Every one of our institutions are really doing their maximum best, world-class best. Today, our benchmarks are being looked at rather than the benchmark elsewhere.
Team Marksman recently hosted a stellar evening called The Most Preferred Workplaces for Women 2024 and 2025 in India's business capital, Mumbai. Based on the theme, Empowering Women, Powering Business Growth, the event was conceptualized as part of Team Marksman Network's flagship initiative, Most Preferred Workplace. A one-of-a-kind initiative, Most Preferred Workplaces for Women 2024 and 2025, recognized and celebrated organizations that prioritize women's welfare and create supportive and equitable environments for their female employees across various sectors.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment that we've all been waiting for, because we've all heard several interesting conversations today that delved into the culture, the creation of world-class workplaces, the future of work, DEI, and so much more. Now, we all know that the amount of effort that actually goes into the creation of world-class workplaces is actually mind-boggling. And today we celebrate the achievements of some of these standout organizations. These organizations have dared to be a little bit different, and most importantly, they managed to build a workplace that is welcoming and primed for growth and enjoyed the rewards of it, which is why they have managed to earn the acclaim as the most preferred workplace for women 2024. So to proceed with the recognition ceremony, I'd like to please invite on stage Mr. Rajesh Khubchandani, the co-founder and CEO, Team Marksman Network, and Mr. Sharad Gupta, co-founder, Team Marksman Network. All right, the plan is to go back to back, but in an alphabetical order. So I'm about to announce these amazing organizations that are incorporating strategies to make employees' life easy, and at the same time incorporate these incredible strategies that are truly setting the tone for the future. Well, up next, ladies and gentlemen, let me please invite Omega Healthcare. The next organization that's being felicitated, Omega Healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, my doctor also tells me that clapping is very good for the heart. Let's keep that applause going one more time, everyone. Let's hear it for Omega Healthcare.
Women's advancement in our organization is one of the top management priority in Omega. In fact, when we created Roshni as an exclusive women employees forum, one of the reason we started that was to help them create their career, because we have 50% of our women employees working in the both day and night shifts. So what we have done, we have created a exclusive program for them, from an associate to become a supervisor, and from a supervisor to become assistant manager, and we also created a MDP and EDP, management development program, and executive development program, exclusive for our women employees, to create how do they manage work-life balance, how do they come out of their comfort zone to be creating their own career, plus take care of their families. So we have managed to create close to about 25 to 28% of our women employees advancing their career within Omega.
Round of applause for the next organization, HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company Limited.
The unique challenge that general insurance industry today has, that we want more and more women to really embrace the exciting opportunities that this industry offers. Not just to make a career at the front line or in the middle management, but there is just so much that is required to shape the organizations and the industry for tomorrow. And we want more and more women to participate in this journey to shape the industry for tomorrow. HDFC Ergo last year started an open source movement called Love All. Part of that Love All movement also prompted the organization to work towards creating an equitable workplace where opportunities are curated and designed and offered to women colleagues. We've seen a lot of success in the way that women have embraced these opportunities within the organization and shaped their careers. Also, it is an invitation to the women who've taken a break in their careers to come and restart. We've seen multiple successes, and through Love All, it's also an invitation to all the women out there to consider general insurance as an industry of choice and HDFC Ergo as an employer of choice.
Let's please invite Kaveri Hospitals
Let's keep that applause going, ladies and gentlemen. For the next organization, making it to the most preferred workplace for women 2024, Kaveri Hospitals.
Kaveri Hospital was started 25 years back by a group of doctors with the idea of providing tertiary care facility for in a tier 2 town. Over a period of time, we have now grown to 12 hospitals across 6 cities in 2 states. We have close to 9,500 employees working across various units. And also we have 1,200 doctors who are full-time doctors. As you all know, healthcare is a profession, and as a business, it is primarily revolves around compassion, actually. And we all know that women score well ahead of the men while delivering compassionate care, actually. That's why 72% of our employees are women. Of these employees, more than 65% of the employees are first-time employers. That means that we pick them up from rural background, we train them, or we pick them up from college as freshers, and we train them to be a good nurse, good executive, or good managers, actually. In this way, we ensure that women from rural background, lower socioeconomic status, first generation graduates, and all these people are getting a safe environment and also appropriate training in various fields of medicine. Not only doctors, we also train them in other specialties like technicians, lab technicians, cath lab technicians, dialysis technicians, or business administrators, executives. In all levels, we train these women. In fact, we have post-graduation courses in around 20 specialties where close to 40% of the doctors, postgraduate doctors, are women doctors. And people in the top level, we have, for example, our HR head is a women. And also we have all senior leadership, clinical leadership like nursing head, quality heads as women.
Let's also march ahead and invite the next organization.